There are places in the world so breathtaking, they almost convince you they're harmless. Reynisfjara Black Sand Beach in Iceland is one of them. With its towering basalt columns, thunderous waves, and volcanic sands as black as night, it feels otherworldly, untouched, and eternal. But behind that beauty lies one of the deadliest stretches of shoreline on Earth. Skip and Jonathan arrived that day to capture the magic of the landscape. The wind was sharp, the waves were already fierce, but the scenery was too stunning to leave behind. They kept filming, kept taking photos, determined to make the most of it, despite the warnings, despite the signs. The sea was restless. Every wave crashed louder than the last. The foam crept higher up the rocks, but they stayed. And then came the wave that changed everything. A monstrous wave surged over the rocks. In an instant, they were pulled into the freezing Atlantic, dragged off the boulders, soaked to the bone, and thrown into chaos. The water was ferocious, the current unforgiving. But miraculously, they made it back to shore, shaken, drenched, but alive. Others have not been so fortunate. Reynisfjara has taken lives before. People who stood too close, just like they did. People who thought they'd have time to step back. But the waves here don't follow rules. They strike when they want, with no rhythm and no mercy. Skip later said it was the most violent storm and surf he had ever witnessed, and if they weren't so lucky as they were, it might have been their last. Signs are posted, warnings are issued, but still, year after year, people underestimate what this beach is capable of. It's easy to forget that beauty can be dangerous, that the most mesmerizing places are often the most merciless. And Reynisfjara is merciless. Let this serve as a reminder. Never underestimate the sea, especially not here. Because at Reynisfjara, beauty isn't the only thing that's powerful. It's the danger hiding beneath it. But not all threats come from nature. Sometimes the most terrifying danger doesn't rise from the sea, but walks among us. And when the warnings are missed, the consequences can be just as unforgiving. On October 24, 2022, in the early hours of a Monday morning, security footage captured 19-year-old Orlando Harris driving his 2012 Dodge Avenger close to the school before slowly parking and waiting. After sitting for a brief moment, the footage shows Harris exiting the vehicle, retrieving something from inside, and then walking directly toward the school. But days before this, the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department had already been sent to Harris's home. His mother had called them, concerned that her son had recently purchased a firearm. When officers arrived, they spoke with Harris.
You're 19, right? What's going on, Mom? You want to sit down on the porch over here? Do you want to lean up a car? We're just talking to you, chill. I'm trying to talk to you before your mom gets here. I want to know what's going on, but I want to talk to you first. So what's going on today, man? You're not in trouble.
You're not going to jail.
I'm curious, why is your mom calling us? Why is your mom freaking out? Because to my knowledge, you've never been in trouble before, right? Like, you've never gone to jail, nothing like that?
No, I've been
exactly.
Here before, last time I was here, you were super chill with me, so that's why I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. I want to hear it from your side, you know what I mean? She's freaking out.
Yeah, and I want to talk to you before she gets here, because she's going to be all hooting and hollering probably, and I want to talk to you.
Like, while you're calm.
While you're calm, and it's just us to be able to sit down and talk, so.
Like I said, man, you're not in trouble. We're here to help you. We're not here to mess with you or nothing like that, all right? So is your mom freaking out over something you did or said or what?
I purchased it.
Okay.
When'd you buy it? This past week?
What kind? Did you get a custom one, or did you buy one that's already made?
So you
Already
just
made out?
bought one? Okay.
All right.
228.
Guns.
She's not a big firearm kind of person. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You're allowed to have that. You're 19, right? Yeah, you're good.
You're signed for a code 3
Yeah, you're good. There's nothing illegal about that. The only problem it sounds like we got here is mom's freaking out because she doesn't like guns, right? Was there any like argument between you guys about it or something? No?
So you just got off work today and came home and
Clear.
that's when you found out?
I realized somebody was inside my room and I looked in.
And she
I put it in a box.
She took your stuff.
Yeah.
And she found it in the box, I guess.
Okay.
She originally wanted us to confiscate it, but I'll let you know now. You're a legal American. I mean, we
And
can't
you're older than 18, so I mean,
you're
we can't take it from
We
you.
can't take it from you.
Now, if she doesn't want it in the house, she might throw it away, but I mean, we can't take it from you. Like there's nothing we can do as police officers with that.
Yeah,
if
like
you want to
that.
own a firearm, you're an American, you're over 18, you're allowed to have a firearm if you want a firearm.
In body cam footage, Harris admits to buying a gun. Officers note that his mother seems uncomfortable with the situation, but since Harris is 19 and legally allowed to own a firearm, they explain there's nothing they can do. He hasn't committed a crime, and he has no criminal record. Soon after, Harris's family members arrive and plead with officers, but they're told, by law, there's no basis to confiscate his weapon.
Is there documentation that like says that he's not legally allowed to have a firearm? Because I mean, that's
That's the big problem.
That's the big problem that we have, is that if there's not something that a judge is like, he's mentally unstable and he can't have firearms, or he's been to big boy jail and
Like,
is
he has
a felon.
if he's a convicted felon,
No, he's not.
He's 18, so
as far as I remember,
18
last
and
time I
up,
was here, he doesn't really have a record.
yeah.
No, he doesn't have a record.
Exactly.
But
So
he can't have
18
a gun in my house.
Which is fine, but that's where our problem comes into play.
He can
If he's not
legally have
if
it.
he's not a felon, and there's nothing that a judge says he's not mentally safe, like capable to have firearms or things like that, we personally can't take it.
This is crazy.
Despite the family's concern and desperation, there was no legal ground to remove the firearm. And tragically, just 9 days later, on October 24th, Harris walked into a school with that same weapon. Security footage from inside shows Harris forcefully entering the building, startling a school employee. He then calmly walks down the hallway, heading up to the second floor. Moments later, the St. Louis Police Department receives a call. cameras capture Harris moving menacingly through the corridors with an AR-15 style rifle in hand. It was later revealed that he brought with him 600 rounds of ammunition and at least a dozen 30-round magazines. Harris eventually reached the third floor. Witnesses said he began shooting out windows and making violent threats.
Sound like it's on the third floor. Upstairs. Is that what you said? You said third floor. 650 priority. Listen. Third floor of the rear school building. Third floor of the real school building is what a witness said outside. We heard the shots fired. We got an AR type right there. Hey, slow down. Let the long gun go. Is this the third floor? Third floor. Let the long gun go.
Once authorities were able to pinpoint his location, police quickly moved in, hoping to stop the massacre before it escalated further. But Harris was not willing to surrender. As seen in the footage, he barricaded himself inside a room, forcing officers to make a difficult decision.
Got a long one. Stand by. We're staying outside 309. Stand by. Shot being fired. Let the long gun get in there. Let the long gun. Stop. He's got a long one. Stand by. We're staying outside 309. Stand by. Shot being fired. Let the long gun get in there. Let the long gun. Stop.
Law enforcement issued multiple commands for Harris to drop his weapon. He refused. With no other option, the officers were forced to engage and opened fire.
We have multiple officers here. Hey, watch that, dude. Watch that, back up. Shoot the line, go. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out. No. Back up. Jock in the line. Shoot it. We have a lot of backup. Keep everybody down. Got some boss behind the store. No open. Watch out. 2, 3. Easy. Shots fired. He's right here. He's right there. He's right there. He's right here. He's right on the door. On the door. On the wall. Easy. That's the long rifle. Lou, that's the long rifle. That's the long rifle. Suspect down! Suspect down!
Eventually, police breached the door and ended the standoff by fatally shooting Harris. During the incident, he killed 2 victims and injured several others. He later died at the hospital from his wounds. In this case, police were left with no choice. They had to stop the threat before more innocent lives were lost. This wasn't just a tragedy, it was a warning. When signs are ignored, lives are lost. And sometimes, the alarm rings too late. Some tragedies strike with gunfire and chaos. Others unfold quietly, hidden in plain sight, behind the wheel of a car on a busy road. But both remind us, danger doesn't always announce itself. And sometimes, it's the smallest moments, a phone call, a routine stop, that make all the difference.
Why's your zipper, your buttons down in your crotch?
Well, I probably just forgot.
An accused rapist is caught with his pants unzipped and a truck full of underage kids during a traffic stop in New Mexico.
Okay, and then you have a bunch of kids in the car. How many kids? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who are these kids to you?
This is just my friend.
That's your friend?
The disturbing traffic stop happened on July 5th of last year in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Dashcam footage shows a driver, later identified as 41-year-old Jeremy Guthrie, speeding across multiple lanes of highway before taking a dangerous turn. After this near crash, Guthrie is pulled over by New Mexico State Patrol sergeants.
Hey there.
Hello.
How are you?
All right.
Just all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Should you drive license?
Yeah.
Body cam video shows a sergeant comment on Guthrie's erratic driving.
There's your wallet right there between your legs.
Sorry. Just a little bit nervous.
So was I. The way you're driving?
Huh?
I said, you mentioned that you were nervous? Right. I was nervous while I was behind you driving down I-40. You were in lane number 1. At times, you went all the way from lane number 1 all the way over. Didn't use your signal, had problems keeping your vehicle one lane. And then, when you merge on from westbound 40 to northbound 25, you took that curve way too fast.
I did. I'm sorry.
I thought you were going to crash.
No, I don't.
I didn't say. I don't think so. I'm just saying I thought you were going to crash.
Then, the officer notices 6 children crammed inside the vehicle. Officials would later confirm that all of them were between 13 and 14 years old, and in that moment, it became painfully clear that something was very wrong.
Okay, and then you have a bunch of kids in the car. How many kids? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who are these kids to you?
Next, Guthrie offers a strange response, claiming the kids are his friends and that one of the girls is actually over 18.
This is just my friend.
That's your friend?
Yeah.
How old's your friend?
18.
That girl's not 18?
Huh?
That girl's not 18?
Yeah.
No, she's not.
No, I don't think she is.
That girl's not 18. Trust me. She don't look 18. Ma'am, how old are you? I didn't ask you your name. I asked you how old you were.
When the girl refuses to give her age, the sergeant tells Guthrie to step out of the vehicle.
Jeremy, turn the car off and come back here and talk to me.
All right.
Let me see the keys. Thank you. Come on out.
That's when the officer notices Guthrie's zipper is down, and with that, it became disturbingly clear this wasn't just an ordinary traffic stop.
Why's your zipper, your buttons down in your crotch?
Well, I probably just forgot.
Okay.
And I'll button my zipper.
Yeah, please button your zipper.
Yeah. I mean, I had to take like a piss and
Good?
At first, Guthrie claims he hasn't been drinking, but later admits to having had a few drinks several hours ago.
When did you last drink?
like probably. It's been a little while.
Like an hour?
I would say it's more than
Like maybe 2,
yeah,
roughly? Okay,
like 2 hours.
that's fair. Because you know what, 2 hours is totally different than, no, I haven't been drinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
I mean,
that's okay. That's okay. We're not gonna argue about it. I mean, I know what I smell. I know what I hear. I know what I see. Okay, simple as that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, you already did. You said I hadn't been drinking, and then I kind of played you. Said, was it an hour ago? Like, no, longer. 2 hours? Yeah.
It's been a few hours.
Okay.
I mean,
Gotcha. Well,
I mean,
we're not gonna argue about that. I mean, I know what I smell. Okay. Do you think you're safe to drive? Do you think you're safe to drive?
yeah,
You do?
absolutely.
Once again, you and I will disagree on that too. I don't think you're safe to drive. Just based on how you're driving.
When the sergeant again asks about the kids inside the vehicle, Guthrie responds with yet another bizarre explanation.
All those people in the car, who are they?
They're just my friends. I mean,
Do you normally hang out with people who are young?
not.
How old are you?
I'm 41.
41? Okay, hang tight right there, okay?
The officer then walks up to the kids and asks for their ages directly.
How old are you? And don't lie to me. I mean, okay, like I'm not gonna play the game where you lie. I know that you're not 18. Okay. So if you want to have attitude, you in the front. Okay. We go about it another way. Simple as that. So if I sense any attitude or you give me lip, we'll do it another way. Okay. How old are you? 14. Thank you. Simple question.
14.
Really 14?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
14.
Okay. 13. Okay. 13. Okay. 14. Okay. Who's this guy to anybody?
That's our homies. And then she knows his kid.
Okay. So that there's your homie. Okay. So you guys all need to call your parents.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And have your parents meet us here.
Looking back on the stop, the first responder acknowledged that by pulling Guthrie over when he did, he may have prevented something far worse. In his words, that traffic stop didn't just stop a reckless driver. It may have saved 6 young lives from unimaginable danger.
Just so you guys know, okay, I probably saved 6 lives tonight, at least 6 lives. Okay, I thought you guys were going to crash around that bend. He's going way too fast.
Oh, yeah.
And he's definitely not safe to drive.
Oh, yeah, we told him. We told him.
He then starts calling parents to come pick up their children.
This is Sergeant LaFay with State Police. And your son, along with, I'm guessing 5 of his other buddies, they were in a vehicle with somebody some man. It's a grown adult who has no business driving, and so he's out now doing field sobriety tests, and these kids need to be picked up.
Meanwhile, another officer begins conducting field sobriety tests on Guthrie.
So just to make sure that you're okay to drive, okay, would you mind doing a couple of field sobriety tests just to make sure?
Yeah.
Yeah? You would mind, or you would want to do them?
What's it?
Do you mind, or would you want to do them? Do you want to do them? Yes or no?
I don't really want to.
You don't want to do them?
No, I don't want to.
Okay, I'm just gonna let you know, if you don't do the test, I'm gonna have to place you under arrest. You wanna do the test?
All right, well, let's do the test.
You don't know what's after H?
I don't like that one.
Are you gonna stop the test then?
I'll still. I can still test.
Okay, so are you gonna continue, or are you gonna stop right there?
I just don't understand this. You're going backwards. You're going 8. Are you going backwards? I just don't understand the test that you're doing right now.
I told you to go forward, remember?
From H?
From H to S. It's pretty simple.
Oh. H, I, J, K, L, M, O, P, Q, R, S.
Cool. All right.
I just didn't understand what you wanted to...
Yeah. All right. Go and stand up, bro. Go and stand up. Go and turn around for me. Go and turn around. Go and turn around. All right. So you're going to be placed under arrest for DWI, okay?
Don't forget his phone. I'll put it in the front seat.
Go over here to the...
It'll be easier.
Soon after, Guthrie is placed under arrest.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him or her present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights as I've explained to you?
Sorry, could you say that again?
Yes or no?
Okay.
Yes or no?
No.
Yeah? Okay.
Guthrie was charged with driving while under the influence and 6 counts of child abuse. He was later also charged with multiple counts of rape. Prosecutors allege he began a relationship with one of the 13-year-olds in his vehicle back when she was 12. They also allege she became pregnant but suffered a miscarriage.
He might have been pulled over for reckless driving, but what officers found inside that vehicle was something far more alarming. And it's a reminder that sometimes a routine traffic stop uncovers something that was never supposed to be seen. He was formally charged and eventually convicted on multiple serious counts, including endangering the welfare of children. In the end, Jeremy Guthrie was sentenced to 36 years in prison. A routine traffic stop may have seemed minor at first, but it ended up preventing further harm, uncovering the truth, and possibly saving lives. For those children, that night marked the end of something dangerous and the beginning of something safer. The story of Jeremy Guthrie made headlines around the world, just as this next disaster did. But while Guthrie was stopped just in time, what happened here unfolded far too quickly to prevent. There's a fragile line between ascent and disaster, a space only seconds wide. And on June 12, 2025, Air India Flight 171, a Boeing 787 Dreamliner bound for London, crossed that line. What followed became one of the deadliest aviation tragedies in India's history. Just 32 seconds after takeoff from Ahmedabad, the aircraft began to lose altitude. The pilots reported a critical failure.
Mayday, mayday, mayday! I'm in trouble! Mayday, mayday, mayday!
The plane faltered, plummeting from just 625 feet. It crashed into BJ. The Medical College Hostel is located barely 1.5 kilometers from the runway. In that instant, metal and flame collided with dorm corridors filled with students, leaving devastation in its wake. Of the 242 souls on board, 230 passengers and 12 crew, only one person survived. British national Vishwash Kumar Ramesh, seated in 11A. He described crawling out of the wreckage, disoriented and bleeding, surrounded by silence and smoke, and miraculously being able to walk out of the disaster.
मेरे नजरों के सब सामने हुआ था. मेरे खुद को भी बिलीव नहीं होता कि मैं कैसे उसमें से जिंदा बाहर निकला. क्योंकि थोड़ा टाइम लिए कि तो मेरे को लगा था कि मैं भी मरने वाला हूँ. लेकिन जब मेरी आँख खुल के मैं देखा ना तो मुझे लगा मैं जिंदा हूँ. तो मैंने ट्राई किया, जब मेरी सीट थे वो मेरी बेल्ट निकाला, मैंने वो ट्राई किया जहाँ से निकल सकता वहाँ से, तो मैं निकल गया वहाँ से. मेरे नजरों के सामने एयर हॉस्टल और दूसरे आंटी अंकल सभी उसमें मेस हो गए थे सभी.
Even though he was lucky enough to walk away from that wreckage, what he endured in those moments is beyond anything most of us can fathom. The weight of that trauma, the chaos, the fear, the silence that followed, is something that could haunt a lifetime. But one thing is certain. He didn't just survive. He escaped the unimaginable. Sadly, other passengers weren't so fortunate. A total of 241 lives were lost, including dozens of British nationals, several Portuguese and Canadian passengers, and 19 individuals on the ground, including medical students killed when the plane struck their dormitory. Emergency crews, firefighters, military units, and hospital teams rushed to the scene, but the impact was instantaneous. With full fuel tanks igniting intense infernos, rescue teams confirmed that many bodies were burned beyond recognition. Some could only be identified via DNA testing. Now, investigators from India's Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, along with experts from the UK and Boeing, are probing the causes. Preliminary findings suggest both engines lost thrust after fuel control switches were moved to the cutoff position. Whether due to mechanical failure, pilot error, or other factors, the causes remain under scrutiny. Nearly 260 lives were extinguished that day, fading into tragedy in less than a minute. Airlines grounded fleets. Insurance claims reached historic scale. But amidst the ashes and sorrow, one man lived. One man who wants only to know why the rest did not. Some stories end in heartbreak. Others remind us that even in chaos, there are still moments of courage. And while the last story showed just how fast lives can be lost, this next one shows how quickly one life can be saved. Sometimes the call comes in with few details, just a location, a fire, and the word urgent. That's all Deputy Michael Gregoric had when he sped toward a smoke-filled roadside in Douglas County, Colorado. But what he found when he arrived was more than just a burning car. It was a moment that demanded instinct, courage, and zero hesitation. The SUV was already engulfed in thick smoke. Flames danced around the frame, and beside it, a man stood shouting, frantic, not for his own life, but for someone still trapped inside. His dog, Hank.
Dog in the car! Dog in the car?
He uses his baton to smash the side window.
Where's it at? Put it in the back. Right here. Right here.
Then he shatters the rear window. Thick smoke pours out.
Deputy Gregoric didn't hesitate. He didn't wait for backup. As the smoke poured out and the heat intensified, he lunged forward, straight into the burning vehicle. No time to think. No time to weigh options. Just action.
The owner calls to his dog Hank and reaches into the burning car. There he is. Hank pops up drooling from smoke inhalation.
Hey, come on, buddy.
But he's trapped. The deputy takes over.
Oh, yeah.
And tosses Hank into the snow.
Dog's out, nothing else is there.
Through the haze and heat, he emerged, carrying Hank in his arms. The dog was shaken, but alive. And in that instant, he did the only thing he could to show his gratitude. He licked his rescuer's face. It was a quiet, tender moment, after one of pure chaos. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office later released the body cam footage. And while the flames may have been the headline, what stayed with viewers was something deeper. A man willing to risk his own life to save another's best friend. Deputy Gregoric didn't ask if the dog was valuable. He didn't wonder if it was safe. He just saw someone who needed help and ran toward the fire. Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear badges. And on that January day, one of them walked out of the flames with a dog in his arms. Some stories restore our faith in humanity. Others remind us how little we understand the world around us. Because while Deputy Gregorek ran into the flames to save a life, someone else dove beneath the surface, chasing something far more elusive. And what he found down there may never fully be explained. There are places where silence doesn't mean peace. It means something is waiting. And on August 6, 2013, that silence was broken. A body had gone missing, and he believed he might find it, driven by curiosity, by conscience, or something else. He entered the water alone, slipping beneath the surface and vanishing into the cloudy depths. At first, everything was still. Just the sound of his breath in the mask and the rhythm of his kicks. But then, as he moved deeper, something shifted. The current slowed, the light dimmed, and a sound reached him. A muffled, drawn-out voice, like a whisper caught between the currents. He paused, looked around, but saw nothing, and continued searching. But the voice came again, this time louder, sharper. It didn't sound like a hallucination. It sounded deliberate, like it was trying to reach him. He turned, expecting to see another diver, a rescue worker. But there it was. Panic set in. His mask filled with bubbles. He kicked and clawed, but the force dragging him was relentless. He tried to surface, but it was too late. The last thing anyone saw was the ripple where he dove in, and his body was never recovered. Some say he got tangled in debris and drowned. Others believe he disturbed something ancient, something that didn't want to be found. But was it real? Was it a myth? Or maybe the river was waiting for him all along? That's for you to decide. Now that was all for today, folks. If you enjoyed these horrifying clips, click to see more on the video on screen.